Hi, it's Steve with Big Peach Running Company. Happy New Year to everybody. So this is our end of the year, start of the year update on trends to watch for in 2024. Now, last year we covered three things. For those who remember, congratulations on good memories. First of all, it was three C's, right? It was control, cushion, and carbon. And that was just talking about the evolving stability world with how they're building stability shoes. That was the control part. Cushion was just saying that, yes, cushion was all the rage, or was going to be all the rage still in 2023. Spoiler alert, it will be in 2024 too. And carbon plates and the emergence of carbon plates and the proliferation really of carbon plates all over. This year we're going to cover two themes. One is sort of a changing philosophy in how we approach fitting shoes. Not dramatic, but enough that I think it's worth noting with regard to the underfoot experience versus support versus neutral. And then also kind of what we see as the emergence of a new category of footwear, which we're loosely calling the modern take on a running shoe. So let's dive into the categories really quick, or the changing philosophy and how we might fit a shoe. So previously it had always been about how much support do you need, right? That was kind of what we would always lead with. And if you need more support, you're going to be on the more stable side. If you don't need the support, you're going to be on the more neutral side of the spectrum. These days, we really find ourselves more often than not leading with what type of underfoot experience do you want? Do you want a more connected experience? Do you want a more floating experience? And within both of those categories, we can go more or less supportive. So we still put a lot of premium on the support, but we're really finding ourselves leading with that underfoot experience. So the underfoot experience is more important than ever, and it really seems to be what we find is driving whether or not people have a good experience in the shoe or not. And this is probably no surprise, really. The shoe that feels best and moves most naturally with the foot tends to be the best shoe. And yes, we can still deliver plenty of support with that. Just as a quick example of that, here's some shoes from Brooks. You have the Ghost, which is going to be more of a traditional connected to the ground type of shoe. But if you want a more floating, less connected to the ground type of experience, you have the Glycerin. Those are in the neutral category. In the stable category, you have the Adrenaline and the Glycerin GTS. So really the way we would approach this is saying, do you want to be more connected to the ground? That would be Ghost or Adrenaline. Do you want to have a more floating experience underfoot? That would be Glycerin or Glycerin GTS. The Adrenaline and the Glycerin GTS offer more support. The Ghost and the regular Glycerin are more neutral. So it's really just kind of flip-flopping those a little bit. Again, we're not discarding or abandoning support at all by any stretch. We're just flipping our priorities a little bit more on that underfoot experience. So I wanted to share that. If anybody has any questions about that, certainly feel free to reach out to me. Okay, so let's talk about the emergence of a new footwear category. Sometimes we call this bouncy fun in the store. We also sometimes call it a modern take on a running shoe. And this is sort of the convergence of the max cushion category, the high degree of cushion, and the carbon plated categories, right? So we always knew that carbon plates were going to start trickling down and not be just for racing shoes, that they would be for high mileage trainers as well. But this new category features some shoes that have carbon plates, some shoes that have plastic or Pebax plates, and some shoes that have neither. And this is just a small sampling of the shoes in this category. I think by the end of 2024, we'll probably have 7 or 8 shoes that represent this category. But these shoes are defined by being pretty high cushioned, but at the same time being lightweight and bouncy. And the bouncy part is delivered either by a special blend of a new type of foam that really gives that high rebound, or a plastic or carbon plate. And some examples in this category, you have the Zoom Fly from Nike, which actually helped kind of created this category. Doggone it, Nike's always out in front, usually with stuff. But you also have shoes like the Nova Blast from Asics, the Kinvara Pro from Saucony, the Clifton, which is debatable whether it should be in this category. I'm putting in this category for this video because it is lightweight and it is bouncy. And then the Mach X from Hoka as well. There's a number of shoes from other manufacturers that we don't have represented here that we will have in our lineup. But again, it's really more of a modern take on a running shoe. It's not a traditional running shoe like you might have with the Ghost or the Adrenaline that I showed just a minute ago. It's not a max cushion running shoe that gives you that like ultimate supreme floating experience. And it's not a racing carbon plated shoe. It borrows a little bit from all three with a focus on lighter weight and a lot of cushion and high rebound, good for going a little bit faster. So these are shoes where some of the traditional shoes might be great shoes where say, look, they're super versatile. They can do a little bit of everything. Great for walking, great for running, great for going to the gym, great for wearing around casually. These are versatile as well, but they're a little bit more leaning towards running specifically, right? So again, the modern take on the running shoe, or sometimes as we call it, bouncy fun. So there's a couple of trends to watch for in 2024. As always, we're super excited about what's going on in the running footwear world. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out with us or to us. And as always, may your best miles be those covered on foot.